Alright, Eagle Eyes, we're gonna try and work this out. Sea monster. Oh, I really shouldn't be playing LPing with gum in my mouth. Sorry. Um. Um. This must be thrilling for you guys to be like, what? She's not even saying anything. She's just getting around. Ah! I don't know how else to say that it wasn't real. He said it was Shred. Shred said no. And then there was Fish. And there was Fish. Damn it! Alright, let's do it as if it was real. That's the only thing I can think of. Alright. What's the part? We can say that one. And that one. And that one. And that one. Oh my god. That sounds convincing to me. If you think there really was a sea monster at the beach, select sea monster. Otherwise, select the person who you think made the story up and tried to fool people. Well, that would be Mark. Please tell me I figured it out. Yes! You figured it out. Mark Mariotti made the story up, and you can prove it.
Let's check the evidence.
Thank you. Willie Barr says that he thought he saw a sea monster bigger than the tallest building in town this morning in the fog at Buccaneer Beach. Mark Marty was with him and he said that he saw the monster clearly. They both saw the monster breathe smoke. When the wind blew tendrils of fog across the beach, it looks like smoke. And how can Mark say that he saw something clearly in thick fog? Steve Shred was at the beach and he thought he saw something when he heard the gulls squawking, but the fog was too thick to be sure. Professor Crank was there too, working on his burping bass invention. He didn't see a monster, just gulls circling over a dead fish in the water. The monster Mark and Willie described sounds like a plesiosaurus, a giant marine dinosaur that lived in the area millions of years ago. But Steve Shred told us that the water is shallow at that spot where the boys said they saw the monster. No boat can go there, so how could a giant sea monster swim in those waters? Thank you, Jennifer. Good Lord. Looks like Resulka and the Ridgeview Courier beat the big TV stations to the story. Yeah, the TV reporters were running around talking about monsters. Resulka was the one who stayed calm and figured out what really happened. That's the Eagle Eye way. This case deserves a page in our history. Okay, whatever.
Excellent. Wow.
The day root beer was free. Because obviously it was in jail beforehand. Sea Monster report exposed as fake. Television reporters as far as state capital are as embarrassed tonight as they try to explain how they fell for a story about a sea monster at Buccaneer Beach. Mark Moriarty, a Ridgeview resident, told reporters that he and a friend, Willie Barr, saw a huge dinosaur like a sea monster in the morning's fog. Resulka figured out that no creature as large as the one Mark described could swim in these shallow waters, explained Jennifer Eagle. Once we pointed out to him that we could prove the story was a hoax, Mark confessed to everything. Young Moriarty apologized to police for letting his practical joke get out of hand. He will help out Ridgeview by spending his Saturday mornings picking up trash at Buccaneer Beach for the next 3 months. Sometimes people believe strange stories without thinking things through, commented Ridgeview Police Chief Barnes. Resulka set a good example for us by investigating the story carefully and using the facts to explain what happened. What is going on with these S's? I don't remember them all being slanted. Anyway, let's start the next case. Attacking aliens? I don't think I remember this one. Maybe it's a new case. Oh my god, how cool would it be if it was a new case? Unlikely, but cool. Nancy. Yes! Jennifer, Resulka, you'll never believe what I just heard. Mark Mariotti and Dave Grant claimed they saw aliens from outer space at Duffy's barn last night. Oh no, I remember this one now. Aliens? They've been watching too many movies. There's no such thing as aliens. At least not at Duffy's barn. Well, I ran into Dave Grant just as he was leaving football practice, and he told me that Sergeant Morrow, his coach, saw the aliens too. He said Sergeant Morrow called his astronomer friend, Dr. Kendra, just before practice. I can't speak today for some reason. He asked her to come meet her at school so they could discuss extraterrestrials. Sergeant Morrow isn't the type to make up stories. Maybe we ought to investigate these UFO sightings. Maybe we should. Of course the first place we have to go to is Mark's fort, which I still say is his house. He lives here. Look at this. It is way too well built to just be a normal fort. Mark's always up to something. I wouldn't be surprised if this was just another one of his tricks. Jennifer, I've never been more serious in my life. You've got to listen to us. He's right, Jennifer. We're not kidding around. I'm so cool. Dave and I were camping in Slater's Woods last night, practicing our outdoorsman skill for scouts. We decided it'd be cool to sneak over to Farmer Duffy's and see if we could creep up on a few of his cows, you know? Cow tipping, yeah. Well, we crawl up to his barn, real quiet like in our fatigues. And we hear this weird noise, like a huge engine revving up. And this whole place is covered in a creepy fog. And then we see all these really bright lights turn on and we see him. See who? The alien. From outer space. Okay. Mark and Dave have drawn a picture of their alien. It's tacked to the wall above Mark's desk. That's not his desk. The alien in the picture is green with red eyes and has 12 tentacle-like arms extending from its body. No one's gonna believe some dumb drawing. We've gotta go back there tonight with my camera and get proof. You're right. Then we'll go to the newspapers, and we'll be the coolest dudes ever. We'll be famous. I see the headlines now. Brave kids stop alien invasion. Yeah, you wish. A pile of comic books and magazines sit in the corner of Mark's fort. They look dog-eared as if they've been read many times. One of the most recent magazines in this month's issue of Yikes, a magazine that covers horror and science fiction stories. A story from inside Yikes features the movie Invasion from the Planet Arg. A photograph from the movie shows the alien that looks a lot like one Mark and Dave drew. Interesting. Not really. To the library! Oh, no, Mrs. Garcia! Oh well, Jay Lightfoot's always a good laugh. Hey, Jay Lightfoot must be substituting for Mrs. Garcia again. Jake and I love his books. Maybe he can help us find out about UFOs. I really cannot speak today. Sorry, kids. I'm afraid I can't be much help as research goes. The only books we have on UFOs and aliens are in the science fiction books. In fact, my last book was about a boy who gets kidnapped by creatures from the Andromeda Galaxy. I had a tough time getting background sources for that one. Mr. Starr, the manager of the Egyptian Theater, helped me out on the project. One of his hobbies is collecting articles on UFO sightings. I bet he'd love to help with your investigation. I bet he would. A science book in the reference section explains that some of the measurements used in astrology and space travel. To measure vast distances in space, astronomers use light years. A light year is the distance that light travels in 1 year. Light travels faster than anything else known to science. 186,000 miles per second. A light year is more like 5 trillion miles. Fancy. A, oh, actually, we're out of time. So we'll get back to this in the next episode. Bye bye.